Thank you. Look, I'm just going to take a couple of minutes of your time really to let you know that I'm here. I'm in politics. I'm one of those politicians you complain about, but I'm here to amplify your voice. I want to hear what people here are saying and the things that you care about, and I want to take that back up to Parliament and make sure that those voices get heard, because that's what you want a politician to do. Now, it's been nice just following on from the young people playing this music, and I just want to remind everybody that in a lot of big events that have happened around the world, it starts in the arts. It starts in the music and in the other types of arts, and that's how people get the word out that there's a great need for change. And I think we've all been speaking about that today, that there is a great need for change. Now, we heard that we need 3% of the population to be involved to actually get it to the point where we do see that change. And, you know, it seems to me that if we took all those different efforts that we're working on, the refugees, the plastic, the climate change, the degradation of our landscape, the loss of insects and flora and fauna, if we took all the people that are working on all of those issues and put them together, we probably do have that 3%. The problem is, we've got so many different issues we're fighting on, it's really hard to make and be noticed, because that's what they need. They need to be noticed. Now again, if you look at revolutions around the world, those mostly happened when everybody got together and they had one issue they're fighting on. You know, we want to change the government, or we want to do something, you know, stop something from happening. And everybody got together. Everybody got together and worked cooperatively to do that. Now, unfortunately, we're at a situation where that can't happen. There are so many issues that we need to be out there fighting for, that we need to actually work together and support each other. So although you can't be involved in every issue, you know, you might show up at the, you know, holding up signs for refugees on Saturday morning. You might show up at your land care group trying to say we need to change how we're doing agriculture. You might be out on the beach collecting up the plastic off the beach. But it's really hard to do all of them. But what we need to do is make sure we're supporting all those other groups and make sure that we work as collectively, as cooperatively as possible to make our voices heard. Now, in order to get those voices heard, there are many different things we can do. As we all know, you can be as simple as clicking on something on the, when you're on Facebook and you click and you say, I don't like that either. You can sign those online petitions. You can sign up to send emails to your politicians. You can stand outside on the street corner with your placard. You can be at the forest block and actually stopping the bulldozers and the chainsaws from coming in. There are just so many different activities we can be involved in, but look around you. You know, there's a lot of people here, and we all know a lot of other people working in this. We need to just keep working and keep making your voice heard. Because when you hear a politician or a newspaper or whatever, wherever else you hear it from, people saying to you, oh no, you know, your vote doesn't matter, your voice doesn't matter, you know, telling the school students to go back to school because you should be studying or something. When you hear anybody stopping somebody from being heard, stand up and fight for that person, because their voice does matter, their vote does count. And it doesn't matter their age or their ability to speak or to stand up and really fight for what they believe in. Their voice still matters, and they should be listened to. And what we need to do is work as collectively as possible. We need to work together, we need to find cooperation, we need to get everyone in the room talking with the same stories, same science, same language, to actually get the words so that we can actually make a difference. Now, it's not going to be an easy road, but it does have to be quick. As we know, we've got like 8 years or so if we continue on this trajectory. But I do have hope that we can do it. And I just know that every one of us has a part to play. And that just doesn't mean your own ability, but step outside possibly and get somebody else involved and speak up for someone else and share that responsibility, that load, because we need change, we need it soon. And if you look around the world, good things are happening. Every day with renewable energy, for one example. You know, I'm looking forward to the day where we one day see that renewable energy is so much less expensive to create, that we're creating it in many different areas and many different sorts of renewable energy. And one day I'm looking forward to the problem of, gee, what do we do with all this excess energy? Because that's not a problem we've faced before. And that's one that we could get to. If we know how to harness the sun and the waves and the wind, we could have all the energy we need and more. And then we can actually start, what can we do that would be better? What else can we do with that? Now, what I find is now mining companies are setting up renewable energy. So it's our government that's lagging behind. Our government is the one that's tied up with regulations that keep it from moving so slow. They're holding us back. But if business picks up on this, we've got a way to go. And it's not just, the business, the cooperatives, the community, everybody can be working towards that renewable energy. Now, just one other area, because I've got a number of different portfolios. Being one of the Greens, you get to you have about a quarter of the portfolios that are around. And one of the other ones that's very important to me, and I was really pleased to hear the last song about land care. I didn't quite get all the words, but that's my hearing. With land care, with farming, some of the things I'm hearing about regenerative agriculture is that if we actually change the way we farm so that we stop killing everything in the soil and we actually start trying to build up the microbial life and the mycorrhizal fungi and everything else in the soil, we can actually increase the carbon in our soil. I mean, people are talking about raising it like 3%, so from 1% to 4%, or some places where they already have 4% up to 7%. That carbon would take out the CO2 that we're emitting into the air. We could actually balance our carbon emissions just by changing the way we farm. When I hear this, I think, how come we're not doing this? What's holding us back? And again, it's large industry. They don't want us to stop putting chemicals on the land. As I heard one farmer refer to it, it's like being addicted to it. You're addicted to those chemicals and you think that's the only way you can keep doing it. But more and more, just pay attention in the news and the stories that go up on Facebook, there are more and more farmers picking up a new way of farming, and it's actually taking that carbon and putting it back in the soil where it belongs. Now I'm going to leave you with that. I'll be on the panel later. I'm looking forward to taking some questions because we can make a difference. We really can, and that's what we need to do. So thank you.